Welcome back. Aurelius and Malik, the conflict archive. We close the Napoleonic Wars file today. 5 parts. The end of the story. The tricolor falls from Paris's ramparts. A heavy silence blankets the city. Distant church bells ring, but the sound feels hollow. The air is thick with smoke and rain, a fitting end to an era. The cannons have fallen silent, yet the wounds of war remain fresh. A long shadow looms over Europe, marking the end of Napoleon's empire.
That silence you describe? It's deceptive. Paris may hold its breath, but the suffering continues. The Allied troops marching through the city, they bring not just victory, but a heavy burden of occupation. The hopes of ordinary Parisians are crushed underfoot. Every soldier in that procession is a reminder of personal loss and collective grief.
Napoleon's abdication marks a crucial moment in our history. He signs away his ambitions in Fontainebleau, a mere shadow of his once mighty self. Once a titan of Europe, he now stands with trembling hands, stripped of power. The age of Napoleon seems over, but we must remember, in the grand tapestry of history, endings are rarely final. What follows this moment often reveals deeper truths about ambition, legacy, and the relentless march of time. That's where the real story lies.
But what of the real cost of that abdication? It's not just about Napoleon's downfall. The lives lost during his campaigns, the family shattered, those are the true legacy. He may be exiled to Elba, but the people of Europe remain trapped in misery. His departure doesn't eliminate the scars left behind. It's a false peace that only masks deeper wounds.
Indeed, a sigh of relief across Europe is palpable. Yet it breeds a dangerous complacency. We cannot forget that while Napoleon paces his rocky island, the ideologies he ignited still smolder. The Congress of Vienna will reshape borders but cannot erase the hunger for freedom. This is what empires do. They leave behind a complex legacy.
You call it a legacy, but it's also a burden. The Congress of Vienna may restore monarchies, but it does nothing for the ordinary people suffering in breadlines. The political elite celebrate their victories while the masses starve. The peace they brokered is merely a gloss over the wounds of war. The cost of their negotiations is measured in human suffering.
You make a valid point. The restoration of the Bourbons in France appears fragile. But consider that these monarchs believe they can stabilize the region. They have the support of the powers that defeated Napoleon. Their return is framed as a restoration of order. Yet, the scars from the war are too deep for mere royal decrees to heal.
Stability? It's an illusion. Those veterans wandering the streets, they know the truth. They fought for ideals, only to return to a broken system. The ordinary people of Europe have their own narratives, a narrative of resistance. The hunger for liberty will not simply fade away. It will simmer beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to erupt.
March 18th, 1815, brings astonishing news. Napoleon has escaped from Elba, and the reaction across Europe is immediate. Panic sets in among the monarchs, and you can almost hear the collective gasp. The 100 Days is his last desperate gamble. Troops mobilize, and once again, the continent braces for conflict. It's a remarkable twist, a reminder that history has a way of repeating itself, echoing a past that refuses to be silenced by the passage of time.
A fascinating twist, but let's not romanticize it. Napoleon's return is a desperate move. He gathers old soldiers, but they are not the same men who once followed him. The battlefield is soaked in their blood. The stakes have changed. The hunger for power has morphed into a thirst for survival. This time, the cost will be even higher.
At Waterloo, the battle unfolds amidst rain and mud. The battlefield becomes a graveyard of shattered dreams. Napoleon's forces, once so formidable, dissolve before the might of the Allied troops. It's a striking image. The echoes of cannon fire and the cries of the wounded paint a grim picture. Yet, from chaos, history often finds its clarity.
But clarity comes at a dreadful price. The aftermath of Waterloo is a scene of horror. Soldiers are not just numbers. They are lives lost in a futile struggle. The hospitals overflow with the wounded calling for their mothers. This battle marks not just the end of an era, but the deepening of human tragedy. The legacy of this conflict is written in blood, not glory.
Napoleon's exile to St. Helena concludes his tale, but the impact lasts. Europe breathes again, yet the memories linger. Families search for their lost ones, and fields slowly recover. The treaties may withdraw boundaries, but they cannot erase the pain embedded in the soil. The long shadow of Napoleon will stretch into the future, shaping destinies yet untold.
And that closes the Napoleonic Wars file. 5 parts. One complete story. The full series lives on the Conflict Archive, part of the Archive Network. There's no shortage of files. Browse what pulls at you next.